You may recall that dark money Emperor Charles Koch made waves when he told his right-wing network he could support neither Hillary Clinton nor Donald Trump in 2016. But the House of Koch and the House of Trump soon reached an accommodation. The House of Koch decided on a grand Trump gesture for their scheme donors. Let their operative, Leonard Leo, hand-pick a list of Supreme Court nominees for Trump to announce early in the general campaign. For the price of known, scheme-approved Supreme Court prospects, peace might be acquired between House of Koch and House of Trump. Trump announced the list. For what it's worth, I think the rest of the accommodation was for House of Trump to turn over all energy and environmental positions in government to climate change deniers approved by House of Koch. And at the end of the day, it was probably a lot of the same dark money behind both of those accommodations. Anyway, rewind to 2016 and recall how large the Supreme Court loomed over that presidential campaign. Justice Scalia died suddenly during a hunting trip. Mitch McConnell broke with all Senate norms and denied President Obama any hearing or vote for President Obama's pick to replace Scalia, Judge Merrick Garland. This vacancy would decide the partisan balance of the court, which meant the 2016 election would determine whether the 5-4 right-wing majority that had delivered so abundantly for the donors would end or be renewed for years or even generations. Remember Lewis Powell's memo to the chamber. Quote, "The judiciary may be the most important instrument for social, economic, and political change," end quote, in all of government. Well, nothing could focus the scheme's donors on the stakes of that election more clearly than that vacancy. With Scalia's sudden death, the scheme was at risk. So scheme donors' dark money flowed in ever larger amounts to the Federalist Society, to Leonard Leo, and to Donald Trump. Ambitious judges noticed. A Court of Appeals judge described to me the conduct of some of his colleagues as auditioning. Auditioning. They weren't just deciding cases for the parties before them. They had another audience beyond the courtroom. You don't audition without someone to audition to. These judges knew they were being assessed, and they auditioned. And no one auditioned harder than Brett Kavanaugh. He filled his Court of Appeals decisions with signaling, and he even set the record for speeches to the Federalist Society. I think it was over 50. He knew who he was auditioning for. When Trump took the White House, the Federalist Society assumed control of judicial nominations, at least the important ones. Trump said so himself. He wasn't even subtle about it. House of Trump had peace to keep with House of Koch. This was no time for subtlety. Trump's new White House counsel, Don McGahn, even joked about this role, of course, at a 2017 Federalist Society event. He said, "Our opponents of judicial nominees frequently claim the president has outsourced his selection of judges. That is completely false. I have been a member of the Federalist Society since law school, still am. So frankly, it seems like it's been insourced."